Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the piano, which is the instrument that I play. I've been playing the piano now for around about 15 years. Ever since my first piano lesson I've just absolutely loved it. I've got a real passion for music, it's something that I love to do. Being a musician has opened lots of doors for me personally. I've played in some great venues, I've met a lot of friends through music, and I've been playing in a couple of different bands for a lot of years now. I'm always striving to get better at my instrument, I'm always practicing, I'm always learning new things, and it's just something that I love to do. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the piano and what it does. So it's made up of a bunch of different keys. Each key makes a different pitch. This piano that I've got here is a digital piano. This means that I can alter the volume, I can change the sound. So for example here I can play quite quiet. I can turn the volume all the way up. This feature in particular is great if you're just practicing. I can also stick a pair of headphones in, that means nobody can really hear what I'm playing. Typically your traditional piano, which is an acoustic piano, would just be your normal piano sound, and it wouldn't be electric like this one. Traditional pianos have lots of different strings inside of them, and these strings are hit by a hammer. So when you press the key, the hammer then presses the string, which then creates the sound out of the piano. So there is a little bit of a debate as to which instrument family the piano actually falls into. A lot of people believe it's a percussion instrument, a lot of people believe it's a stringed instrument. So percussion because we hit the keys like we would hit any other percussion instrument such as a drum, or a stringed instrument because, like I've just said, traditional pianos are made up of a bunch of different strings, so it can kind of fall into either category. In my opinion I'd probably go with it being a percussion instrument just because of the hitting of the keys. So the piano is different to a lot of instruments in the sense that it lets us play more than one note at once. Really, if we wanted to, we could play as many notes as we wanted on the piano. That means we can play chords. So I'll play a C, an E and a G. That gives us a C major chord. We can also do things like I'll play bass notes with my left hand and a little melody with my right hand, so that's two parts together. So I'll just play you a little something. I've also got a pedal which I'm pressing all the time with my foot. This is called a damper or a sustain pedal, and what this does is it mixes the notes together quite nicely, and it just creates a much warmer sound when you're playing. So I'll play you something without the pedal first. And now I'll press the pedal down and you'll be able to hear the difference between the two. Notice how the second time it sounded a lot warmer, a lot nicer. So now I'm just going to play you a little bit something on the piano, just a few different examples. It's important to point out that as a piano player you do learn so many different things, so many different styles of music, so many different genres, and it's important just to be willing to give everything a go, because sometimes you might not think you're going to like something and then you play it for the first time and you absolutely love it. So it's important just to give everything a go. I hope you've all enjoyed this little introduction to the piano, and I hope it's given you a little insight as to how it all works, and I do really hope that it might have inspired some of you to want to give it a go in the future and become a musician like myself. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Rickman and I am one of Sunderland's travelling music teachers. I go between the different schools and I mainly teach drum kit, which is this magnificent thing you see in front of you. The drum kit belongs to the percussion family of instruments, which is any instrument that you hit or shake or scrape to make the sound. Now, how do I make sounds on a drum kit? I could use my hands, but I don't fancy that. We use drumsticks, of course we use drumsticks. But that's not all we can use. I have also a set of brushes with little thin metal wires, and I can make a different sound kind of rubbing the drum with them. Quite nice. Or I could even use a soft set of cymbal mallets. To get a bit of a warmer sound out of the cymbals. I have on the floor a large drum called a bass drum, which goes. Down here I have a drum called a snare drum. It's called a snare drum because of these little metal wires that live on the bottom. They are the snares, and when you hit the top, they rattle and give you the biting sound of a snare drum. And every other drum I have is basically the same thing. We call these tom-toms. The littler ones make a higher sound, and the bigger ones make a lower sound. Same as strings on a guitar. Thick ones, big ones make a deeper sound. Now, what do I use a drum kit for? Mainly it is used to keep a steady beat in music. That's the job of lots of percussion instruments. I could play something very simple to keep a beat. Or I could use some of this equipment to make that come alive a little bit more. And that gives me a kind of rock or pop drum beat type of sound. Or I could play a little gentler and only use a few of my drums and cymbals and make more of a jazz feeling drum beat. And there you have it. That is the wonder of the drum kit. Thank you very much for watching and listening.
Hello everyone, hope you've all been keeping well. My name is Mr. Smith and I teach guitar in numerous schools and involved with projects across the North East. Now, as a full-time musician, I'm involved with many aspects of music performance, education and also music business. My passion for music started when I was in primary school and I wanted to learn the guitar. I basically wanted to learn my favourite songs by some of my favourite artists at the time. So today we're going to look at the different types of guitars you can get, the different sounds they make and how they are all applied in different genres and different songs that some which you may know as well. So without further ado, let's quickly look at the electric guitar. So the electric guitar has 6 strings. Some sound really low and some sound really high. Those 6 strings travel along something called the guitar neck. And as you can see, the neck is split into different squares. These squares are called frets. And if you play different squares, they change the different pitch of the note. So some notes can travel high and some notes will go low. Just like this. Here's one string, I'll play different frets on that string. Now, the way the guitar works, the science behind it, is this. The guitar strings are metal. So as they are played, they vibrate, and they vibrate over these magnets. These magnets are the circles, and on the guitar they're called pickups. Now, as the string vibrates over the magnet, it creates an electronic signal. That signal is carried along one of these guitar leads, one of the guitar wires, and that travels all the way to this box. And that box is called a guitar amplifier, which is basically a box with a speaker inside, so that transfers the electronic signal into a really loud sound or a quiet sound or any sound you like. Now, the electric guitar comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colours, some of which you can see behind on the wall. So one type of guitar is called an acoustic guitar. Similarly to the electric guitar, you have 6 guitar strings. Some are low and some are high. That's some of the different sounds and styles of songs which can be achieved with the guitar. Now, I hope that's perhaps inspired you to want to pick up a guitar, or even just to check out different genres, different sounds of music which perhaps you weren't aware of before. Either way, I hope you continue to enjoy your music, and I look forward to seeing some of you soon. So take care.